So as y'all can see, I'm sitting in K-Lig's seat. We miss her. She not here today episode. You know, she got a new job, big time, big things.
She be on the road.
For sure, for sure. We'll be back with another episode of Creative Speaking Group Chat. What's up? I'm your host, Cook, the Howie Roseman of recording. You know, my guy over here.
Yes, sir. J-Law back with Creatively Speaking for another episode. Time to get into it, brother.
Hey, man, we got something to get into, but, you know, before we do that, man, what's new? How are you?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. Got pretty much projects in the works right now, but I'm not, like, in the thick of it. So
Okay.
I'm really making my time. I think I said it last episode, like, really making my time to really be outside and go to different events, different art events. So still doing that.
Yeah.
It's like I'm really feeling summertime now. You know what I mean? Like, got the different energy, feeling good, feeling exuberant and everything. So
Okay, word of the pod.
Come on now.
Early.
We feeling good. We feeling good. So just checking out different shows. Gallery Mirtis, they had a show. There's a couple shows coming up in Baltimore at the Baltimore Museum of Art that I'm going to check out. Shout outs to Brandon Donahue, Aliana Grace. She's actually was on the collab over competition series.
Yeah.
Lou actually interviewed her. So she's doing big things in the city as well. So just supporting my art friends, being there. It's a great time. I just feel like it's just feeling good this summer, yo. Feeling good, yo.
It's a good time. Honestly, like, I feel like summer 25 gonna be one of them summers we talk about, like summer 17 was it's gonna be one of them summers where you look back on it and it's like, yo, there was a historic run that happened. So, you know, kind of piggybacking your experience, I popped out to your city to check on you. You know,
you did.
And that was a movie that entire day. Like, slid out, just had a couple meetings out there, linked up with the homie Vina, who Confession Corner, right?
Yep.
That's, you know, one of the producers of that, and amazing job she did. I was kind of mad I didn't get to check the event out. I think you was in the building, right?
Yeah.
She did send love too. She was like, shout outs to Law for pulling up.
No, facts.
But like, we was just in the spot, and I ain't gonna make the block hot. We not putting the spot out for public access.
You know what's crazy? It's like you don't want to make the block hot, but wasn't it already hot?
It was heated.
Cook pull up. You think he the mayor of Baltimore? He trying to be low, man. He dapped out probably about 7-8 people in this one spot. It's crazy, bro.
Yo, you know what's so funny? Like, again, prior to that, like, cause this weekend, by the time this airs, this will pass. But this weekend, I'm gonna be moderating on the Made in DMV's Made conference.
Too,
you know, appreciate it. And so, you know, I was like, I gotta post a flyer. And then I wanted to post, like, just some sort of visual to get people to click the link. So I post the bridge going into Baltimore. My DM was in shambles. Yo, you here? Like, I gotta check in now. Like, what's going on? So it was love, though. It was love pulling up. And again, just seeing everybody from, like, just this era of creative movement. I was telling I think it was you. It was either you or V I was talking to. I was like, this must be like what the Black Renaissance felt like, where you just be in a spot and you just see, like, again, some of them names walk in the room and you just like, oh, he here, yeah. They was in the corner executing this. And so it felt like that type of day. And then I got to pull up on you for your mural reveal, which, I mean, another mural, dog. Like,
appreciate it, brother.
How many is that this year?
That's my third one this year. So, yeah, we definitely
and some pending.
No, for real, that's the thing. And it's crazy because, like, for my goal for 2025 was to do 3 murals. You know what I mean? So
not you got it out the way early. Nah,
it's a blessing because some of them, like, you intentionally, apply for and you do artist calls and things like that. But other ones are just connections of who you know. Yeah. You work out the kinks and you just get to it for real. So I'm definitely grateful for that. And I appreciate the pull up because I think, like you said, like, even when we was at the cafe, it's like the Black Renaissance type era, but like even at the mural unveiling, it's like real community. You know what I mean? Right. People just walking in off the street, pulling up, seeing people that wasn't even, you put the flyer out on social media, but you don't talk to those people personally. And they still pull up and they show love. So it's a good feeling for it.
And I made that day a double play, with like capturing this content. Now, excited. We got the playbook for CTLN for the year, like, complete. So, like, all the plays is outlined. We know what we got going on. On top of June 28th, can't say it enough that we got the group chat event popping off in person.
Make sure y'all come to that. Please.
Honestly, that day is getting better and better. And I think, like, people don't realize it, but that's going to be, again, one of those pivotal moments where it's like, where were you when Big Meech brought the Tigers in? Like, where were you? I mean, you gotta be around for this. So I think it's gonna be a great day. So again, continuing on, honestly, building with the community I have. Like, yo, we nice. Like we kind of them ones out here. So I think that's been a great space. And kind of just rolling in the topic because I've seen a lot of my community out in LA this past weekend for the BET Awards. So yeah, I mean, let's jump into the topic. Let's cover the BET Awards. First off, what was your thoughts? Initial thoughts?
Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. It's funny because just in this day and age, so much goes on that's like not connected to traditional cable TV. And I don't even have traditional cable TV. You know, I'm getting it from the logins from my brother.
Hey, don't I'm about to say don't cancel plans. Don't tell the public now. Netflix gonna what account? Hold on.
I ain't say that.
Right.
You know, after they put that little barrier, I had to get my own for that. Some things they force you, but
yeah.
It was cool because like you sent the reminder that was coming on tonight, and I'm so glad that you did because I was very impressed with the execution of it.
Yeah.
And I think they took a very different approach compared to last year because I think they really dove into who their core audience of when BET was built.
Yes.
And I think this was like it was the 25th anniversary of 106 in Park.
Yeah.
And it was I think the 45th anniversary of BET.
So
it was kind of like a reunion type thing, the way that they did, and I think they executed like very well. So if we rating off rip, I'm gonna give it a cool 9 out of 10. You know what I mean? Some things could have been better.
I wasn't ready to give them the rate just yet. Now, but I like the
high level thing, and then we're gonna break it down.
All right. I'll give it a 9.5, 9.5 out of 10 for sure. So to your point, one, I do. So now that I'm no longer, in a competitor of BET, I'm a free agent. I can talk. I can be honest. So for a few years now, like I like the stamp that they're doing with Culture's Biggest Night. Like they really are trying to kind of stand on what that looks like. And even when it wasn't, they were like, hey, this is what we're going to own and aim for.
Yeah.
So honestly, this was like millennial targeted through and through as far as a program show goes. I mean, we talked about the 106 in Park tribute. Even just the icons that were recognized, I think were icons that, really impacted the millennial demographic, right? And I think that is to your point of knowing your audience. That's knowing, like, man, who's watching TV? Gen Z ain't really going to care about no cable TV at all.
Exactly.
But I think this goes back to, on a high level, this goes back to our Kith conversation where audience segmentation was being executed perfectly because you had the BET Awards and what was happening on TV, but then you got Kai's stream and you got Kai being Kai.
Exactly.
And that's going to have a conversation where it's like now you're seeing what a bigger production looks like. Exactly. Like this is what something that executed. So I think they bridged that well. I definitely will say for me, I was peeping the plays that were happening, like from brands, from partners, right? So
hold on, before you go, we about to start another topic. I
did
want to ask you this.
Nah.
For the audience segmentation, do you think BET will have do you think they're doing a great job, or do you think it will ever be a time where they can appeal to, like, do they feel outdated, or do you think they can appeal to like the Gen Z? Because having Kai stream, he did like the backstage stream, and I know a lot of people were saying like they didn't know the BET Awards was even coming on. That's, around his age, 19, 20, 20-year-olds. And it's like he's there to bring that audience, but does more need to be done to get them interested? I definitely do think it needs to be a stream heavy whatever. I'm not sure how you do that.
I mean, I think it goes to your thought process up front where it's like, are they even they're not watching cable for it to even be registered, right?
Yeah,
so
facts.
It's like, how are you going to count something that's not there, right? But I also think that comes with time, and I think the fact that you're kind of organically, introducing the audience to that generation of like, hey, something like this happens, that's going to keep it back in the mind. Like, oh, Kai was there last year. So like as an artist, as a performer, you have something that you can look to. And even if it's just finding social clips online and you can see what's being produced, that gives you at least brand awareness. And brand awareness to that generation means probably a lot more than getting them to sit down in front of the TV in the next year.
And that was going to be my solution, was if they could have like you got to get somebody, AI's there to do it, but you get somebody really skilled to do like a live cut up, a live highlight tape as the event is going on. That BET was damn near 5 hours, bro.
All right, so let's talk. So that's where the 0.5 come in, the 9.5. Cause dog, past my bedtime,
Yeah.
I looked at the clock, and I was like, we honoring who still?
No, for real. And that's the thing. It's like it was good and kept my attention, but it's like if you're expecting people our age or older to stay up, you know damn well the younger generation ain't about to sit in front of something for 5 hours.
Not at all.
That's why I feel like that pivot is needed in terms of like have some type of stream, highlight tape, quick cuts while the show was going on to really cater to that, you know, demographic.
And I mean, like, I guess we're now floating in the world of recommendation before really getting the full breakdowns, because this is a recommendation I would make, like, just how, oh my goodness, yo, MC Light has been the voice in the mic since the dawn of this,
a constant
right?
check for 25 years.
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, if you replace it, you got some explaining to do. No. Like, that's going to be like when they took Joe off of Powers' song and try to put Trey Songz. Like, the world going to be outraged, all right?
Exactly.
But I think you can have a streamer version of that where there's, like, a setup station for the streaming community. Kai could have a podium, like, hot takes, and like then you're getting those types of people that come over so that he has an actual stationary location that's exclusive, and maybe he's the backstage camera. Like, as soon as someone gets an award and come off stage, yo, what's up? As soon as you perform, check in with Kai. Like, I think that would be my direction for how they can maybe go streaming, because streaming also likes transparency and exclusivity, which would made that fire with him being in Kevin Hart's green room. All of those types of clips, like that is what they look for is, hey, how is something built behind the scenes?
Right.
And so I think if they move into that would be a good play. That leads to a partnership for Twitch next year, in which they can like, hey, you know, this award show is hitting these kids. We got Kai. Kai can host the Twitch version of that. Exactly. I think that would be a good recommendation I would throw in for that. But they got to cut that short, too.
No, for real. And I think, like, it kind of gives, like, the Twitter 2.0. Because, like, I was excited to literally just sit on Twitter while it was going on. You know, reading everybody's tweets, their reactions, you know, commenting and things like that. And it's like having the Twitch and the streaming aspect. It's like doing that in real time with a real person, having the comments. So it's like seeing the evolution, but not staying away from it, but like, you know, endearing it and having open arms to what the new generation, because time is going to keep going, you know what I mean? So you're going to have to support the people that are coming after the ones that, you know, I guess started the program, supported you out the gate, you know what I mean? So innovation is definitely something they got to lean into, but I feel like they definitely looked out for the millennials and older.
And I will say, even to your point of, like, you know, knowing what platform, like, you knew as a millennial, oh, this is the Twitter time. Like, this is time to be on Twitter. Shout outs to Kia, who's going to be at the group chat event, because she actually had a actual, like, a live spaces going on with the Reasonable Dialogue team. So you had, like, literally Milan, and I forget the other young lady's name, but they were having a live conversation. So to dive into that was fire. I was going to say, you know, and it's not BET's fault, the runtime, but that is, you know, for those people out there that are like, we should live broadcast everything. Like, this is why people live record and cut it up later.
No, for real.
Because you can't control someone's speech. Like,
that's Jamie Foxx and
as soon as I saw Jamie going over and I realized there was 2 more, like 3 more. Mariah, who gonna stop Mariah?
No, for real.
Who gonna stop Snoop? And at that point, you gotta let Kirk.
Come on,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
With his thrust that cat was calling him out. So I do want to get into some team shout outs, and I actually was texting my homie because she was one of the senior hold on, I'd say so shout outs to Alana Woodson. She's actually the senior manager of social, and she did say I mean, they wanted, hold on, let me read this first before I read it out loud to the class. We set the task on those on the ground.
No, facts.
Okay, so from Alana directly, you know, shout outs to the social team as a whole. They split the task from on the ground to those in production in the office. Those who were remote communicated and shifted as possible. and a lot of moving parts. But I mean, their social was killing it. You had Bow Wow on the red carpet. I don't know if you saw the clip of the creative class that they had, where you had oh yeah, this was
before the show started.
Yo, this was like leading up to it, because you talk about audience segmentation and how they kind of leaned into that.
Oh, that's hard.
They actually did, and I'll throw this clip over the pod for those that are listening from afar, because I don't want to leave y'all in the dark. But hold on, let me see if I can find. I've been on Threads acting up lately, so so this is the culture class.
Oh, and they did like Family Matters.
But like who they had like Zoe Spencer. They had the dude that did the "What's your sign? Get away from me." Like you know, so they're targeting them on social media while they have the broadcast happening, which is like, yo, y'all are hitting all the boxes.
That's hard.
So yeah, so I wanted to give a special shout outs to Alana, killing it over there. And they did a great job. Like they still post event now are releasing these clips to tell you to go rewatch and restream. So they just dropped one with Rakia Jackson from the LA Sparks, her and Zoe. So I mean, they social team went crazy. Like they really did brand culture's biggest night. Funny enough, you see Zeus Network said we got an award show coming called Culture's Littest Night, and we not going to they litigation. It's like they got a lot going on. So now let's talk about some of the plays that we've seen at the BET Awards, because I think there was some things that it looks just natural, but it's an organic partnership. For instance, Kevin Hart taking a shot of his tequila on stage. Hey, we gonna toast tonight, you know. Grand Armino, like something like that, I think is a dope move, and it shows like Kevin's power, where it's like, hey, in my contract, I'm taking a shot of my brand on stage by name, and we're gonna lean into that, right? So I look at that like, okay, that's where you know, contract negotiation, great play. The budget that was spent, hey, them people ain't cheap.
For real.
Them people ain't cheap.
For real.
And I actually do, before we even get further into plays, I want to say salute to Kendrick and SZA for pulling up.
It was a lot of people that was like, I feel like they made it their business to pull up for real.
Right.
It wasn't a lot of, people won awards and they weren't there to accept it. I feel like if you weren't there, it was either you were sick or you just really couldn't make it. It wasn't a choice. You feel me? So for them to be there, I'm not sure if SZA came late, because I feel like
she won an award and it was like she not here. And then I saw her in the clip like that. Right. And like, what's the meme? I know, ain't that who I think it is?
No, facts. So I thought that was big time.
Yeah.
And to do that while you're on, like you really made time to do this.
Like you have every reason to not be there.
Exactly.
Like and I think their presence, their comments, even the Jamie Foxx comments, like it is important, especially as we start to see, you know, all the political landscapes of things. You start to see brands roll back. I mean, Uber just made another statement that, you know, we trying to get out there. It's like, you know what does it look like to show up for your own, right? And one thing that we can recognize is that BET has always been around for, you know, creating cultural moments for us, you know? Right. And that's where, like, that's why the 106 in Park tribute kind of goes crazy the way that it does. And I will say another partner that has been good with that, again, remember where you come from. McDonald's, they were present throughout that night. You know, them bringing in DC Young Fly as like not only someone to kick off to it, but then he's in the commercial. Then you got Jesse Wu introducing the creative class. Like, you know, they are really and again at CultureCon they had a McDonald's truck where they was giving out free nuggets and fries. Like they're in these moments, and to see those brands and partnerships expand to the TV, I think that was a great play. Any plays you got before I keep going down the list?
I just wanted to highlight Doechii. I think it's great when you're in front of your own people and you're in front of like a big stage and you kind of shake up the table. You know what I mean? So her commenting on the protests and things like that, not taking the traditional thank you speech route, I thought was dope. So
Doechii's out of here. Like, and honestly, I think she had a crazy weekend. Like, she ended up, I don't know if I wrote it here, but she was she had, I guess, a night performance happening on the West Coast. Then she came out here and performed for DC Pride, and then made it back to the BET Awards. So she is like, about the business that she raps about too. So yeah, that's a good call out. Shout
the
out
authenticity for that. And also one thing I like the pivot of the talent that they chose for the tributes compared to last year. I thought was it's just like perfect for the people that you really are diving into. Like for the Usher one, they just had a lot of young people that didn't really connect, in my opinion, that they should have chose for that tribute. But the people that they chose for this one, I thought were 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It just was kind of seamless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very rare critiques that I have.
Nah, that's fair. That's fair. And in terms of performance, shout out to that young brother Leon Thomas.
Yeah, for sure. I had something. Yeah. I mean, we can train.
Oh wait, no. We're going plays, right? We're going plays still.
Yeah.
All right. So
I got a topic I want to talk about for him.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Oh, hey, we got something today.
No,
First off, I don't know if we giving flowers on this pod, but I called Jamie Foxx receiving an Icon Award.
For real, you got it. Yeah.
And I checked the timestamp. That was April 22nd that I said
crazy.
it. That was literally once they just announced Kevin Hart. So
no, that's tough.
I appreciate B.E.T watching the show. Welcome to the group chat. You know what I mean? I know y'all tapped in with us for real. But he definitely have that. But in terms of some other sponsor or partnership plays, I like Miele's sponsorship because they did it where they ended up sponsoring the Best Female Actress or Artist Award, Female Pop Artist Award.
Okay.
But they had a female actress that kind of did the intro segue. Like what I'm seeing a lot of brands who do award sponsorship do is not only do they get the presenting award kind of brand, but they also do a produced version spot and then a commercial. So I think brands are really starting to look at, hey, how can we integrate with you, but integrate in multiple tiers where we can also show up as we are. I think also another good one was Walmart when they did the Real Husbands of Hollywood, like the Father of the Year type of play. I thought that went really well. One, bringing back actually the Real Husbands of Hollywood. Right. Father's Day is coming up, and like literally bringing out different products that you can pick up at Walmart.
Facts.
Again, great play, great transition.
And it didn't seem forced. It was like natural.
It was. It was a great. I mean, honestly, I was wondering what Nelly was, but
I think everybody was.
Yeah, I mean, especially because Ashanti performed. She was there. Exactly. But hey, now I outperformed the song that the other person was right in the crowd for. We kept it pushing. So who am I to ask questions?
No,
who am I? Another one, I guess play that I think is looking real good is Kia. They have Foggy Raw and Samara Sin on their commercials, and you talk about like two artists who have a wide fan base and just, hey, how do we organically integrate with culture and show we know people that like, oh yeah, you really like, you not just picking off the top of a pile like, oh, throw them in there. So that was another one that I thought went well. And then I would say PG, they had an HBCU like kind of conversation throughout the night, and they even spoke about their actual on the ground investing in HBCU students, even post grad. So that's just like when I'm thinking about like some of the plays that I'm seeing. We talk about ideation, execution, marketing, and the results. Those are some of the top plays for me. But what you got? You got another topic for us?
Yeah. I wanted to talk about Leon Thomas. Just the great things that he's doing. How he's not new to the scene, but I think it's very interesting to see somebody, for one, have that many God-given talents. Like, that's very impressive.
Smoking,
you know what I mean? Too. But it's one thing to lean into the one thing that you've gotten success from, the acting, the voiceovers, basically a Nickelodeon legend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But on top of that, pursuing your music career and seeing a switch and pursuing that, not saying that you can't act anymore, but really diving into it and people knowing you for something that maybe you weren't known for before or didn't have the notoriety, and not being afraid to, chase it and go for it. Because I feel like we in a world where, like, the big thing is to chase your dreams, be an entrepreneur, do your thing. But it's like when you hit once, it's like, damn, do I really want to try it again? You know what I mean?
But or try it a different way.
Yeah, a different way. So, like, I was just thinking back as he was accepting his award, and I'm like, I'm really impressed with that brother because it's just very fearless. You know what I mean? And, it's one thing to, if it fails, you still got acting and things like that. But it's like, it's risky at the same time. I'm trying to I'm being an artist and I'm doing all this and all that. And this,
Law said, "I'm tired,
No,
boss.
for real.
I'm tired of this granddad."
And he doing one thing and transitioning to a next, and he's good in it. Like, come on, bro. That's impressive. I gotta give him a shout out for that, bro. You doing your thing for sure.
For sure. And I would even say, like, because I mean, you really have like that kind of Drake-esque path where it's like you're known for something. And something, then you try to. Granted, Drake went a completely different direction, but I think it's the same.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I can't even compare that to Drake because I feel like his run on Nickelodeon was way crazier than Drake on Degrassi.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like a more. I guess I don't want, and I'm trying not to say like more advanced, but it was like a bigger audience pool.
There we go.
Because you know it was Victorious was mainstream, and this side Degrassi. Depending on where you were, you might even miss his era, to be honest. You might have to double back for that. So to your point, you know, one, he definitely is one of the probably walking around out of that cast like, yo, y'all know y'all gotta go through security clearance to speak to me at this point. Like, don't think it's sweet. But I would say, his talent, man, he's really as somebody said, like, I didn't even know he did the Bobby Brown voiceover singing for the New Edition film that came on B.E.T.
Real?
Like, he was Bobby Brown singing.
That's crazy,
like there's
bro.
so many things, and even just his voiceover abilities. He wrote SZA's Snooze. Like, and I mean, I'm not going to sing when Snooze come on. Like, what we talking about?
Exactly.
Like, so I think, you know, when you talk about talent, I think this is like, I will say this and caveat it how you feel, but I think coming out of the pandemic, a lot of people creative switch got turned on completely where they were like, yo, I might as well do what I can do. Like, because one, the playing field became level. It's now show what you can do, show up how you can. But more importantly, you realize like a lot of things behind the other scenes that told you do this in one way, they were lies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we were sold dreams that we ended up finding out, oh, all that ain't really what it is. I might as well go my way. Like, they don't know what they're doing. So let me figure it out on my own and really lean into who I am. And I think this is a byproduct of that. So I don't. Did you get his? Did you get the re-download of Mutt? Like when he just dropped
the deluxe.
The deluxe.
Yeah. Come on now.
Hey man. Him and Kalani got a record on there too. Boy, that man. Hey, he's smoking it right now. Like,
he is.
I don't know what his and shout outs to Movement. We in the Movement studio. They had him here in DC a few weeks back.
Facts,
so first off, Movement also really been on a pulse because they had Anne Marie here, Bow Wow was here, a few other 106 and Park people, tribute people were there too. But you know, we really DMV really active, and the DMV was present in a lot of production. I saw some red carpet people.
Love it.
PR, shout outs to Procon. They had, I guess, spotlight a couple people too. But all in all, man, I think that it was a great execution and a template of what Forward could look like. I hope this. I hope this reestablishes BET as awards dominance, where the people who are at the top are like, yo, we gotta go to the BET Awards.
Facts.
Like, we not snubbing the BET Awards, but we pop it out at the Grammys. Like, unless you the Carters, like, you gotta pull up. Like, now that Kendrick's shown up, unless you're the Carters, and if they pull up to any of them, everybody and their mom gotta go. Like, they'll probably pop up for Blue's first award. Like, whenever BET want to give Blue the Icon Award, that'll be it.
Yeah, I think it was just big for, as not low of a moment, but it was kind of low key how Kendrick was there and accepted his award. But I think that just spoke volumes because he's probably the top, you know, hip hop rapper right now at the era. For him to put notoriety and to, you know, put importance to being there, I hope it's not just a one and done type thing. We know him. He'll go.
He's going.
Yeah, he did his part. You know, everybody needs to follow suit to really make this a priority.
Yeah.
Because it just felt good, bro. It felt good to kind of go back to the old time. Nostalgia is really a seller, bro.
That is like, honestly, brands are looking at right now like what demographic spending money, right? Like, you know, Social Security drying up for the old heads, so you really can't tap them. Like, things is out of whack, right? Gen Z only spending on tokens and games, so you're fighting for their budgets there, you know. But a certain group of, like I said, millennials who have their own money, they now, granted, the thing is that we make decisions because of the cost of things. There has to be some sort of reciprocal I guess, energy. Like something more has to come from the experience than just I'm doing this, right?
Exactly.
And we could talk DC night prices another time.
Right.
But in terms of what we're actually putting our time into, you get something back when you get nostalgia, because it's like, yo, I like to see this grow. I like to see this evolve. I'm not a fan of 106 in sports personally, but I have to see it.
Right.
Just out the gate. That's not for me.
It's very saturated, I feel like. So like you said, something I would have to see. I'm not gonna just brush it under the rug before actually seeing it, but off rip, let's get a little bit more innovative. You know what I mean?
Okay. And honestly, but I would like to see music videos come back. Facts. Somewhere. Anywhere. Somebody would consider it.
I think, I mean, it's just my idea, but I think like we have the accessibility of it through like YouTube and things like that, but put that streaming aspect of it. Somebody doing a live reaction, which they do on YouTube, but really make it a thing, a cultural moment. Where people can all look at it at one time. Because I feel like you can have it where one place premieres it, and then it lives somewhere else afterwards. You know what I mean?
And I think that's what we're getting to in terms of the digital era. Like, people got to realize that, I think I said this on Threads, like, as layered people, we need a layered digital footprint.
Yeah.
So it might be, all right, I dropped this here, but then I got to go run this back over here, or like, let me take my time and do this here. And I think that, that's why I like to see them release this culture class content for BET post the event, because it's like, yo, don't forget we just did this.
Exactly.
Like if I'm a company, we just spent the budget on this.
Right.
We are talking about this the next 3 months.
For real. It gotta live after the
Father's Day. Hey, shout out to Jamie Foxx. He just won the BET Awards. Check out the full performance. You are going to run with what this looks like, and that's why I think, it's a really great time and space. Shout out to Tyler Perry, because I think he funded a lot of this. Which is he got up there, got his flex off.
I'm about to say he got.
Hey, look, man. Say what you want about the films. That man is not wrong.
I heard the last 2 that came out. I didn't watch them yet. They weren't bad.
I've been hearing mixed reviews about the Taraji one, but I didn't watch it. So we got to. That sounds like our next pod when K-Lig get back. Let's break that down. Yo, you know what we should do? Honestly, we should do in July a group chat movie night somewhere where there's a film, a black culture film that we pull up and one we can align on. I think that would be fire since we talk about him so much.
That would be dope.
But but I like that you can tell he has the budget because he's also promoting his film that's premiering on Netflix on BET.
Exactly.
So you know how much bread you gotta have to be on the competitors. Hey, I know y'all canceling this. But I'm gonna need to see Big Medea on Netflix next. But I think that again, shout outs to what he's built, shout outs to what he stands for in terms of, providing opportunity for black voices to be heard, black people to be seen, and black stories to be told. I think that there is capacity for more stories to be told, not through just his lens. And I think, I don't know if he has a mentorship production program, but as it expands, I do hope that he starts to tap some other people to kind of run those stories through too. But that aside, man, hey, I think we kind of hit the BET Awards pretty good, my brother.
I was excited to talk about this one because it really put a spark back into what BET can be and the future can look bright. You know what I mean? So I think it was a great night. Like you said, out of all the award shows, it probably was my favorite one this year so far. Not that I watch all the award shows, but, Grammys, Oscars.
Did Kendrick perform at the Grammys?
Yes.
He did?
I think, yeah.
Okay. I'm just thinking about, performance-wise, where else are you going to see? Because, I know he wasn't going to perform at the BET Awards.
Oh, no. I think he did. Yeah, because he had the whole crowd was singing.
I thought they were singing when he received his award and it was playing and they were like, "Hey, minor."
You're right. You are right. You are right.
Because I think you know what? Because I think he was saving it for the Super Bowl.
You're right. You're right.
But
yeah, you're exactly right.
We've all sung
Which is even a crazier flex.
Egregious.
Come on, yo.
Oh man, Drake got snuff him still.
But I think he still got a whole year left because GNX is not even gonna. GNX is gonna be on the next Grammys.
It is.
Yeah. So he gotta
deal with this.
Come on now.
Yeah, he need to take it. If I'm Drake, I'll take a year off, man.
Hey,
Go hit an island somewhere. Come back.
What he say? He try and get the party lit. Stay in your lane. That's all.
Get the party lit.
That's all, man. That's all.
I will also. I do want to say though, I don't want to overlook Kai Cenat's rise in this.
Oh yeah,
because
sure.
I mean, and you can tell that a movie with him, Kevin, and Drewski is coming.
I can't wait.
Like they might as well just drop the trailer.
Exactly.
And if they do nothing but follow them around, that will be a movie.
No, for real.
But you know, not only just the way that he's kind of owning his lane as a streamer, I do want to see a little more accountability in his part in terms of like, yo, bro, you in this industry, you gotta be aware. The whole Wale situation was interesting. I don't know.
What do you think about that? I mean, I saw it.
I mean, I think you can't act like you don't know who Wale is. Me, like, I get how young he is, but he also been around Wale. He's been out for a minute. And Wale has joints that, like, No Hands by itself is a generational pass on.
I understand what you're saying in that standpoint, but at the same time, Wale is my guy, one of my favorite rappers, but I just feel like he has this chip on his shoulder that he feels like he just stays there. You know what I mean? So I just feel like that's an opportunity for you to dive into his world because, like, on the other side, it's like, all right, I don't know who Wale is, but I'm sure Wale doesn't know who the next 4 streamers after Kai Cenat is. No, so it's not like Wale is the top rapper. So Wale knowing people in Kai's world is probably not the same either. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that he didn't know, but I take Kai as being very genuine. He's not going to just do that for clout.
I mean, that's I guess the that's the nuance of being on camera 24/7.
That yeah.
Because like you do be seeing people like, yeah, nah, what up? And I don't remember you. Like I don't remember you. And that's nothing against you as a person.
No, thanks.
I think of it from the juxtaposition of how much I do know Wale, and you're cool with SZA. And I mean, Wale, SZA got one of the greater records together, you know, just keeping it going. But to your point, I think that Wale could, knowing who Kai is, could have made a more of a moment for himself in that, like, yo, what up, chat? Like,
that,
and engage.
That's how I see it.
And so it's almost like you mean if you're gonna be big homie. Yeah, like you can't expect the guy coming up to just respect you as a big homie that you never were to them.
Exactly.
Right. All right, so I get it.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit out of context from like him. I think he said you got me looking crazy. Like
he did the double back was wild. Like you can't double back with someone who's always on camera. Like dog, like I'm hitting you in the back. Yo, let me talk to you after. Like, hey man, let me see you when you wrap up your chat.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The double back on camera is crazy. And while he talking to Snoop, yeah, I mean, I feel. But Wale has always expressed how introspective he is and how industry scarred he is.
No, facts.
So I think that there is a resonation of, see, they doing it again, right? Like they are doing it again. And I mean, you know, we've all been in abusive well, we all haven't been abusive. Let me take that back.
Abusive is crazy.
Crazy. Toxic was the word. Toxic.
There we go.
Toxic was the word. No one's been in abusive relationships. I promise, mama. I promise. But being in toxic situations, then you can easily be re-triggered by those types of situations. So I think that is a matter, and that's not even of if you've been healed or not. Like, yeah, I mean, if you got injured before, that area is tender. So something hit it, it's going to hurt. So, yeah, man. Hey, Wale, you always welcome to pull up on the group chat. So I know we not on your tour list, but you know, holla at us. We know you.
I will never speak down on Wale because his music. When he first came out, that was my guy. That was my guy.
You dropped the whole you got a whole lot of artwork.
I do.
Him. Like
that's one of my favorite rappers. He definitely, and to be from the general DMV area, Maryland. So
he was definitely I mean, again, you talk big 3 now, but it was a big 4 and 5 because Sean was around.
I know, yeah, exactly.
So we'll have that debate another day. But outside of that, the one thing I did say about Kai that I thought was dope was one of his homies, Talil, brought his niece to the red carpet. And they were like, only Kai's kid can come on the carpet. So they weren't going to let him bring her on. And it was kind of a thing. Kai pulled up, picked her up, hit the carpet with her,
dope.
Brought his boy on, let them get some flicks on the carpet. So, I mean, I think about like those are what I think mean more than the you don't know who Wale is.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, for sure.
Because like this is my man's was with me. Oh, it's his niece.
Exactly.
That's my niece. You're not gonna tell my niece she's not coming on the carpet.
Exactly.
So I think yeah, overall, I like to see that BET Planet. I think they have a good momentum. I would like to see that momentum extend to some of the programming now that they know who their target audience is in millennial. Maybe finding programming that could hit them a little bit better.
For sure.
I don't see why they haven't brought Rap City in the Basement back yet. But I would say like this is a great opportunity for them to grow. So yeah, shout outs to them, man. Shout outs to the whole team over there. Anything honestly, that's it for me for this pod. That's all I got.
Nah, that was a good one. I think it was a great breakdown. BET. I hope what they do, you gotta sell more. Nostalgia sells, but you gotta sell more for sustainability. So we hope that whatever they come out with, even if it's like Rap City, but it's a new innovative type for real. So
as we don't watch 106 in sport.
Yeah, exactly. So
sure.
Definitely was a great show. Hey man, that was I think we killed that review.
Hey, man, sounds good. So group chat, man. I hope y'all let us know in the comment section.
Sure.
Like, subscribe. Hope you guys are tapped into us here at Creatively Speaking because, we got the perspective. We talk from the creative lens. So happy to have y'all here, and we'll see y'all next episode. Easy.
See y'all.